Hi, welcome to this restorative practice. It's going to be a rejuvenating practice, that is rejuvenating for the nervous system. We're going around with a lot of stresses right now, COVID, pandemic, and even without the COVID pandemic, I think we have more and more stressors on us. So this is a nice quieting, calming practice. We're going to go from one shape right into the next. We do need a lot of props though, I'll warn you. So if you don't already have your things nearby, you're probably going to hit pause and go gather these sort of things. I have a chair and a bolster, yoga bolster. If you don't have a bolster, that could be pillows or cushions from your couch, that kind of thing. Going to be up on the chair. And then I have a blanket to support my head. It's folded up there. That might be a pillow or something else. The nice thing about the blanket is you can bring it down to touch your shoulders as well. I have a second blanket to cover up with. I have my eye pillow or some kind of eye covering. It could be an eye mask or sleep mask, you know, those kind of things, or even just a folded towel. And then I have a couple of these yoga blocks off to the side for later. But this is my initial setup. We're going to start an instant Maui, bolster up on the chair and bring our legs up onto that bolster. Then I got that blanket for underneath my head, and then I'll cover up with my blanket, my second blanket, and place on my eye covering. When you're ready to go, we'll come on down and swing those legs up onto the chair. It's kind of like your cankle or your calf area that's on the chair, or on the bolster, I should say. Lean back. I'm going to adjust. Of course, my head covering is not in quite the right place. We're looking for a nice open angle in the knees and the hips. So adjusting, you know, kind of hard to see from the side what you got going on, but you get the idea. Be nice and relaxed there. Also, the nice thing about using the blanket for underneath my head, I can begin to roll towards my neck, the base of my spine, creating a nice support there. And as I said, if you're using the blanket, you might pull it down to the tops of your shoulders. My second blanket, and open it up a little bit to cover up. Even the weight of the blanket, maybe you're not feeling like you're cold, but the weight of the blanket laying on the belly is very calming and grounding. And then if you like to put on your eye covering, I'll put my eye covering on. The eye pillow, it's weighted, so the weight is nice. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, something more lighter, but so that you get dark. 4 ingredients in a restorative practice you're looking for is dark, warm, quiet, and still. So thinking about those 4 ingredients, I'm placing my eye covering on. I'm going to leave you in quiet for about 2 minutes here. Arms can rest away from the body. Take a few deep breaths here at the start to help you settle and feel a little more heavy on your mat. Start to bring your legs up off the chair. So maybe bending them in towards your chest and roll to one side. If you have an eye covering on, just let it naturally slide off. And keeping your eyes closed. With that top hand, push your way up to your seat. Keep your head heavy. Let it hang as you make your way up. Chin tucked towards the heart. Adjust to the light and slowly blink your eyes open here. And then bring the gaze back up. Good. Put this off to the side just for a moment. We're going to build our next one. We're going to begin with a twist. Not begin with a twist. We began with this one. But get into a twist. I'm going to bring my bolster down. You can get rid of the chair. I'm going to put that off to the side. I have to carry it off to the side. If you have room around you, just to push it off your mat so it's off your mat. Go ahead. For my twist, and we're going to get all set up so we don't have to move for the next 3 poses, and it'll be 4 ones because we have twist one side and then the other. I've got my bolster at the top of my mat. I'm going to put that blanket, I'm probably going to give it another fold, and that will be at the top for my head, for my face, and then this blanket is opened up still, it's going to be for my hips, okay, placing that down here. Now, for later, we're not using them yet, but I'm going to have those bricks, one on either side, so they're ready, easy to get to when the time comes, just out of eyesight, and even that eye pillow. So it won't work in our twist for the eye pillow, but we're going to use it a little bit later on as we get onto the back. So I'm going to start with my left hip up, coming up to the side of that bolster. The knees are bent, the feet are off to the side. You're finding a way that's comfortable for your feet and your legs to rest. Turn towards that bolster, one hand on either side, and walk it out nice and long, find that length, and then lay most easily your left cheek there so your gaze and your legs are going in the same direction. If it's really comfortable for you, you can turn your gaze in the opposite direction for a full spinal twist. So that would be laying the right cheek on, but I'm looking for ease and comfort here, so I'm going to keep my gaze in the same direction. We'll be in this twist about 2 minutes each side, brief break in between. Feel free to close your eyes, maybe even hug around your support. place your hands underneath your shoulders and push your way up. Turn away from your bolster so you can stretch out the legs, support yourself on your hands there. Brief break in between sides. And then we'll do that on the second side. So bringing your right hip towards your bolster if you're following me, or the other side. I'm going to do my same side just so I don't face away from you, but bringing your right hip up towards the bolster, bending your feet, taking them off to the side, finding something comfortable for your legs and your feet. One hand on either side of that bolster, find lots of length. Most comfortable is to lay that right cheek on the mat, but if you want a full spinal twist, you can lay your left cheek on the mat. So I'm doing my same side, but hopefully you have switched sides. Another couple minutes here. Place those hands underneath your shoulders again and push your way up. Turn away from your bolster to stretch out the legs. Then we go into a supported bound angle. Everything here stays the same. We're just going to add in those bricks, those blocks, one on either side, maybe your eye covering. Okay. So we're going to come into this, we're going to bend at the knees, place the feet on the mat to start, and then let those knees fall out to the side. And bring the bottom, your tailbone, up towards your bolster to lay the spine back, and you will probably have to adjust your head support. We're looking for the chin to be tucked down, so not sticking up in the air here. So you might have to create a little more height. Grab my bricks, and then these will be supporting the outside, the upper legs. And there are different heights if you're using these. Maybe you're getting creative. You can use pillows for this too if you don't have this sort of thing. But if you're using blocks, you can kind of test out the different heights and what would feel best support. Knowing that you're going to be here for a couple minutes, anything that's 5 or 10% uncomfortable when you start is going to become more uncomfortable as we go in. So make sure at the start that you're adjusting your props, and then it might even be adding props or taking away props. So I have my support there, and grabbing that eye pillow or eye covering. A couple minutes in this supported bound angle, gently opening the hips and the shoulders as well. So taking those arms away from the body. going to simply stretch out one leg and stretch out the other, so we're in a supported corpse pose. 2 minutes, everything else just stays the same. If you'd like to stay here a little while longer, stay where you are and ignore me. If you have to get moving, maybe start by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. And then rotate through the wrists and the ankles. Bend up one knee, bend up the other knee, bringing your foot soles to the mat. Without moving your eye covering, just roll over to one side and let it slide off, keeping your eyes closed. And you can support yourself on your bolster, maybe add an arm underneath your head. Keep your head really heavy, let it hang as you push your way up to your seat. And tucking the chin down towards the heart. And gently fluttering the eyes open, readjusting to the light, and then we'll bring the gaze back up. Thank you for enjoying, I hope, this rejuvenating practice with me. I enjoyed myself. Maybe you'll feel a little more calm for the rest of your day. Until we see each other again, take care and namaste.